Just the only wearing our national dresses as Indians wear their national dresses. The textile mills in Nigeria will be revitalized. The cotton industry will come back again. And from cotton alone, you will make cotton oil, you make animal feed, you do so many things. So just Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala went to universities overseas, lived overseas. She has not changed her phonation. She still speaks like a Nigerian. Am I talking to somebody here? So she got to a point, people started tying her hairstyle as a competition. What are you living for? If you reach our age bracket, children are virtually useless. If my son is talking with his babe, and I call him, he won't answer me. But if I'm talking with somebody or my wife, and he calls me, I will answer whether he needs school fees. You will eventually realize that all the effort you spent on training children, if you are somebody like me, you don't even need them. I will depend on a child to send me money to feed. What nonsense is that? When I'm thinking of my grandchildren. My grandchildren do not need to look for work because I've created what they will work on. My son is in Germany. If I want to go to Germany, I will shock him. I will arrive at Germany, then I will tell him I'm here. I'm in so hotel. So, just having babies. I will use two women, for example, now. What's her name now? Erickson Tada. Johnny Erickson Tada. She went to swim and she dove into the water and her head against the ground. She misjudged and she was paralyzed from here down. And they told her she was going to be a vegetable. And they put her in a striker frame bed, a bed that rotates because of bed sores. And she recovered. And she decided to be writing with her mouth. And she went to university and graduated with her mouth writing. And then she decided to act a film with herself. And then she decided to record a song. She was nominated for the Grammy, but was disqualified because the husband has to press the belly for the diaphragm to contract for her to be able to sing. She is in the Presidential Council for disabilities. She has won several awards. She has no child, but a man, a Japanese American, a third generation Japanese American, saw her and married her. He said, God told me to marry you for you to fulfill your purpose. So he's the one who rolls her in a wheelchair. Children are not involved. Kamala Harris, that became the vice president, first female vice president. Kamala Harris, the first African American, first Indian American, did not marry until recently, and she has no children. Angela Merkel is a professor of physics. She's married to a professor. She's a professor of chemistry, married to a professor of physics. She resolved not to have children. And she has been the Chancellor of Germany for 16 years or 18 years. They live in the same two-bedroom house they've been living in before she became Chancellor. The biggest economy. The husband, she will fold the clothes. The husband will wash them with the washing machine. They resolve not to have children. They drive the same car. Somebody asked her, why do you wear the same clothes often? You know her color, red upon this, upon that trouser. He said, I'm a civil servant, I'm not a model. After 18 years of service, and she resigned from the party and she's leaving her office, the whole of Germany agreed to clap for her 6 minutes. The whole country was clapping for 6 minutes. That's more than having babies. Mary Slessor has made more memory and more mark than her mates that had 10 children in Scotland. So, and I'm also talking to those of you who are not yet married. Marriage is not the ultimate in life. Go and ask those there. Go and ask those there. Let's not deceive you. Go and ask those there. A lot of my students, my teachers have married them. I always ask them, if you are beautiful, the man, and if he's a stupid man, will just be impregnating you. You want me to deceive you? I can't deceive you. So, what are you living for? What do you want to become? You see, this place is functional because everything is doing its own purpose. Microphone is working, the lights are on. That's how each of us is supposed to be. First, function well as a human being. That's when you can make somebody's life better. Don't marry a man as if you are marrying an ATM. Don't carry your family responsibilities to go and put on the head of a man. You are a PLC, a private liability concern. A lady came to me. When she prayed that she should get married, I looked at her. You want me to pray problem into somebody's life? So, ask yourself, after this seminar, what do I really want to be? What do I really want to be? What contribution? You see, the average African is a burden on God, I've told you. Only prayer. You know why we like prayer? We are stupid and irresponsible. Father, let electricity be regular. Do your mates pray for electricity in Europe? Your generation can only improve on what we have, the mess we have created, by defining that in this nation where you are born, you are going to make a difference. That's when marriage becomes functional. Pa Elton that came here with his wife, they came for a purpose, and they fulfilled that purpose. We are here because a husband and a wife defined the purpose, and they complemented each other. That's why we are here. So, why do you need to marry is a fusion of purpose. I found out that sodium on its own, if you put it inside water, it will start burning on top of the water. But when you marry it with chlorine, it dissolves in water and it's now consumable. Even to form water, you need two atoms of hydrogen collaborating to fuse with oxygen. Iron on its own, if you add carbon to it, it turns to steel, it is stronger. So we pair to become stronger. And you will now ask yourself, before you agree for a man to marry you, listen, can I talk like a human being here? All vaginas are the same. All penises are stupid. It's the only creature that walks with the head upside down. It shocked you. There's no a penis can belong to a professor, is still an idiot. Can belong to a bishop. Still an irresponsible penis. Bishop, no, they commit adultery. You don't invite me to say you know enough to invite me. But we need to tear these things down so that people, they pretend for this thing. So if it is sex, no! This age, I don't tell you now before, this age, the engine no longer works. You have to wind it and wind it and wind it and wind it. Then you anoint it with oil. It will do like a bad generator. After some time, you will say, I surrender, I surrender. Is that what you want to kill yourself? Why are you hiding your face? Open your face, my friend. If I'm sleeping with my wife, he go tell me, wait, you know, sir, they old true. She will be 60 in August. And on Tuesday, I will be 62. But my real age is 35. So, what are you bringing into the life of the man that you want to marry? Is it only breast and buttocks? You ask the man, what are you bringing into my life? Even if a man is marrying into a higher social class, he must bring strength into it. Don't bring parasitism. Don't bring an entitlement mentality. Will you buy our wedding gown? If I go buy a wedding gown for who will come pay house rent? I want you to bring the bride. That man is a tapeworm. What are you bringing? Listen, it is not your responsibility to redefine the lives of some people. You are not yet a full-time pastor. Then the entire work be that. You develop yourself before you come meet me. Me, I develop myself. Am I talking to somebody? So, what purpose are you pursuing? It is this fusion of purposes that brings the beauty of marriage. When you have a fusion of purposes, a collaborative... I asked my wife, what do you want to become? She was 19, I was 21. She says she wants to be a teacher. I said, I'm going to be a doctor. I was already in medical school, so you need to read nursing. So I wrote the application for her, took to the school of nursing. She came, we married, had children. I was running the hospital. She was there with me. They were paying her, paying me. Then we opened our own. But that teaching desire was still there. So we opened schools. And she's enjoying herself. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. But I brought strength and she brought strength. The houses I have built, or we have built, I will not have built them without my wife. I don't know how I can show you this. There's a new school she's building now. I went there January, then went March, then I went in September. When I got there, I was screaming, what a woman has built. What a woman has built. I no longer go to work. She's running everything. So some of you ladies are so fake, you are forming a butter that you have not even, there's no bread to butter the bread to butter. It's forming and your papa no get anything to tell. You can't carry that into marriage, particularly in this dispensation. Let me tell you one thing. I'm not a poor man by any standard. But during the lockdown, schools closed. What is it called? All my speaking engagement. I was in Port Harcourt recently, the Women's Day March, whatever. I was put in Bonn Hotel here. That night, it was 90,000 naira that night. And I finished speaking, it's $250,000. And they paid into my account before I left Ughelli. Just $250,000. But there was no speaking engagement. Do you know, my wife and I will wake up at night, enter our plantation and start picking snails. It was the snails we picked that we cracked, put in the freezer. Cooked stew with some, cooked banga soup with one, kept the other one. Yesterday I brought ugu from my farm and gave to her. She was so excited because she buys ugu of 300 naira every day, times 5 days is 1,005, times 4 weeks is 6,000, times a year is 72,000. So I planted ugu. You don't understand what I talk. This is your degree. Why is your professor always going on strike? He's a dissatisfied human being. Me and now go on strike. What am I going on strike for? I'm a very happy person. I soak Gary with coconut. Some of you saw it on Facebook. I soak Gary with coconut in my farm. In fact, Dari distracted me now. If you see my cassava, big, I sold Gary off $250,000 before I came now. That's what I used to pay workers. So you come, you form this your fake life. Some of you, the dishes you ate with in the morning are still in the sink. Some of you, the pants you wore for the past 1 week, they are still somewhere. Cockroaches are even avoiding them. Then you now bring this stupidity into marriage. My friend's wife told him, the young man was laboring to build a very big house. My friend's wife told him, he said, if you're that big house you are building, if you think I'm the one that is going to be cleaning it, you are wasting your time. You have to get a nanny for me to clean it. Nanny. And you know they walk. Only to watch Nigerian movies. The man is packing and leaving her now. So you can't, a man is not only interested in sex, a man wants to be happy that you are contributing to his life. You don't carry only big penis into relationship. One girl is just divorcing the husband now. You saw it on Facebook. Say this man is dangerous. harmful to my health. This one is beyond womb shifter. It's a womb destroyer. It's a pelvis. This I don't know what you know they talk. Tari, what in these guys they talk, and they go to their Facebook pages, they monitor with all their groups. The next thing that you must define during courtship is identify yourself. Identify yourself. Your identity. Who are you? A lot of people never ever take time to identify themselves. I am a non-conformist. The stockings I wore when I was coming was a multicolored stocking. My wife said, what be this? I said, I won't wear them. You don't notice her now. When I wear socks since you didn't notice her, I won't wear her now. So I'm not a regimented person. So I knew that I couldn't do this doctor thing. Nothing, I just be doing like a mortuary attendant. No. So I told myself at 40, I'm stopping. 40, I stopped. I ran church. I ran church. They try you. I ran church. After some time, I drove there. Don't come here again. Go. Don't come here. They still came. I said, okay, I will demonstrate something to you. I called the power of God. All of them fell down. I said, they still refused to go. I now called Church of God Mission to take us over. So I'm a member in the church where I was general overseer. You see, if I have to be Tari, I will need to kill this one to become that person. When I go to Chidi Okorafor's programs, when Chidi Okorafor is preaching, people will start weeping. They will weep. They will get born again. Me, I don't believe in that one. When I'm entering heaven, it's not my face the angel will see, it's the face of Jesus Christ. Any person that criticizes my faults is still criticizing the work that God is doing. God has not finished with me. It is when we get there that we'll become like him. So I know myself. I don't go to meetings because I don't tolerate, I don't reason normally. I reason. The woman at the well, you say you get 5 husbands, no be so. The one way in day in house now, no be even a husband. Other people don't fit marry. Before the woman, they fit marry 5. Whether not the men are wicked, we know. No. I reason from. If I reason normal, I won't be here. I didn't have admission letter and I went to university. I got there, they gave me admission letter. Everything I wrote here now is in capital letters. Because if I write in small letters, I won't be able to read what I write. So, by the time you identify yourself, you don't pretend in marriage. You identify yourself. This is me. Oh. You understand? When you identify yourself and you are behaving yourself, then each of you will now choose first before the next letter comes in acceptance. Are you ready to accept me this way? My wife will not be shocked about, if you go and tell her that I said these things, she won't be shocked. Because if she knows I was coming to talk to you people about marriage, as they go, so make you not talk rotten word. Though. She knows I will talk rotten word. Why would I say rotten word? People are doing rotten things. It enter. So, it choke. So she knows me. She has accepted me that when I come from outside, the shoes will be thrown all over the place. She knows me that when I flush the toilet, I won't turn around and look at it like her. You look and well, so she will tell me. Me that I know that I know they look and well. So if my wife tells me you look and well, so I don't need to get angry. She's the Holy Spirit of the house. A suitable helpmate is the same description that was used to describe the Holy Spirit. So if you don't know that you married this woman because you needed the Holy Spirit, you will be like a church without Holy Spirit. They are the ones who remind you of everything. As they go, so make you greet carry on. Remember, say make fine dress, or you make you greet her. Me, I no get sense. I know they do things before I marry you. They will teach you all things. As you are driving, your wife is the teacher. Shift, trailer they come, or trailer they know they do you. They do you. My wife, they match break for me. She then said, he on side though. Me at the drive, I know what I go do. She go there. So I've known her. I know her. One day we were going to Enugu, there was a hole in the middle of the road. So I began to put my 2 tires across. She stood up on her seat. So, but you will now shout, what did they do? You will die. And I know her. I know myself. I've accepted her. Anytime I'm going for a marriage seminar, that quarrel must come. Quarrel must come. And the quarrel does not start from two of us. It starts from an outsider. I'll just be driving. Somebody will just, okay. I say, why is this man driving like a madman? Man of God. They know they do you, only me. What, you go kill me. Man of God, make the man drive anyhow. Before you know, in the next 2 kilometers, we don't quarrel. And then, as you are entering the hall, you will be squeezing your face before you enter the hall. Then the ushers will just say, welcome, man of God. Yes. Momo. But we have accepted ourselves, not be so. Now, go and make mistake and call my wife, say, your husband is a wonderful man of God, he's a preacher. Madam, we want you to come and speak to us. He says, hey, stop it. If my husband is the preacher, my own is I know how to look for money. Finish. She will not come and speak to you. And I've accepted her. Have you seen me with her in any picture or poster? We don't wear and co. She wears her cloth, I wear my cloth. Are we school children that are wearing uniform? Wear your own, I wear my own. Can we be sincere to each other for at least for a few minutes? Must I wear and co because Tari is wearing? I don't like uniform. You wear your cloth, I wear my own. I will not run around and come and open door for you. I'm too impatient. Hand the pen, you open it and come out. Are you following me? I was very sexually active as a young man. Badly bad. Badly bad. So there's hope for somebody here. Not every person when they have been sent to. Don't play near some boys as church members. They'll finish. So I married as an unbeliever. I got born again as a youth corper. But my uncle married 11 wives. Whether they were giving some to him as gift, I don't know. His son has had 20 children. My elder brother married 3 times. The other one married twice or so. So I know my genealogy. I know where I'm coming from. So because I know myself and I accept myself, I take precautions. And my wife recently just brought 5 babe. I mean, oh God. 5 babe, Oyibo babe. It's in a personal assistant. Oh. I hope I'm making some points. I go travel, come. I go see this babe with jeans trousers. Daddy, welcome. Where? I know you. I can't they laugh. I say, madam, which one be this now? It's either you want to kill me or you trust me too much. And her usual self, she will not answer. One day, I heard, I was in the bedroom. I came out. I saw the girl. What's happening? Say, madam said I should come and clean this day. And madam has gone. This 8-bedroom house on half an acre, she come and clean the room. So I just entered inside. I locked the first door. I locked the second door. So that even if the temptation is worrying me, it has, what I'm telling you now is not more than 2 months. Don't look at this gray hair. A man is a stupid person. I locked the first door, locked the second door, in case the temptation is shaking me. By the time I opened the first door, the second door, my eye was clear. I know myself. I have identified myself. So I take precautions. That's why you see me come here with my daughter and my granddaughter. I want her to chaperone me. Because the rascality has to be controlled. You can't just change overnight to become a spirit. But if you now know your weaknesses, your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats, you now take precautionary measures. This person has accepted you as this, but at the same time, there is a God that might not accept some behavioral patterns. Am I talking to somebody here? My wife, when we got married newly, quarrel. First 5 years, wahala. One day I just posed with her like this on Facebook. Oh, wonderful couple. Lovely couple. Oh, blessed marriage. They don't know say we quarrel for evening. My wife is say, we used to quarrel. You know why? There was too much energy in her that I was caging down. And so the energy, she grew up with a mother who trained her, who worked to build everything that she became. And so she had no father after 13. She got used to a mother that was a man. And that addiction to work, on her 50th birthday, I asked my children, what do we buy for on her 50th birthday? What do we buy for your mommy? The children said, sleeping medicine. So that she can sleep. Will I fight continuously with this woman? So I will conceptualize visions, give them to her. Then she will be working on them. By the time she's watching CNN, sleep down, they carry and go. So we don't have enough energy to quarrel. I also learned this. Maybe I've shared it with you. I also learned that you can be married but single. You see, this Bible is one Bible, but it has the content inside and the cover. Are you following what I'm saying? So, to avoid quarrel between myself and her, having identified ourselves and we have accepted ourselves, is that the minimum areas of contact for our functionality, that's what we do. Did you understand me? It is strange, but it's the truth. This your earring is not falling off. There's a minimum area of contact. This your whole hair, there are minimum areas of contact. What we are trying to force people to become, the two shall become one, is to be mixing every day. So the stress is too much. Sometimes buy a car for her, let her be carrying the children on her own, then you face your own side. She's in the school there, her concepts are different from mine. Before I knew she wanted to rent a building out, I told her, this building, I don't like tenants. She said she will rent out. That's okay, but don't tell me anything about these tenants. Like in the school, I don't know how much they earn because I've accepted her and her attitude to creating wealth. The concepts are more important to me than the wealth itself. So if I go there now and say, I am the head of the family, I want to control, we will kill each other. I'm telling you the fact. So having known that, having identified her, having accepted her, she's there. That's what kept the marriage of Abigail and Nabal. Abigail knew Nabal to be a fool. But she did not tell him he was a fool. But she developed capacity to be managing his stupidity until he died on his own. But the question is, if Nabal, who was a fool, could own 3,000 sheep, and if one sheep is 20,000 naira, that's 60 million. If a fool can have 60 million naira from sheep alone minus the 1,000 goats, which can come to another 30 million, that's 90 million. Why would you, who graduated from Uniport, be unemployed and poor? The simple reason is that those sheep were inherited from Caleb, who was his father. And so the process of creating wealth and things working well, you don't need to be very smart to create wealth. Just know what works. Even in your stupidity, it will work for you. That's why if you give 10 million to a Delta State boy, and you give 1 million to an Igbo boy, in 10 years' time, the Igbo boy will be richer than the Delta boy. Because he has known how. So, know how to manage the identity of this person, accept the person. The next thing is security. Security. The death rate, the spousal killing, the rate is too high in your generation. Number one, you have ideals that cannot be met by man. But I should feel secure. I went to the bedroom, I saw a knife. Kitchen knife. Saw it the first day. I saw it the second day. I can't ask her, what did this knife they do for this bedroom? Abi, you get plan. Now my wife, but you never can tell. Somebody should feel secure. Secure with you. All these your useless phones with Mogu 1, Mogu 2, Mogu 3. You're already developing a spirit of desperation. You as a boy, you can't stay with... I told you, I've been married for, is this 36 now? I have never kissed another woman. I don't do adultery. I am tempted. I have beautiful ladies working for me. I am seduced. I went to preach in Durban. I finished preaching, as a funny man. Preach. Anointing moved. People fell. One woman with 2 nuclear reactors on her chest. 2 nuclear reactors. Oh, man of God. 3 days, the place still dey hot. I go again, don't they come again? Security. Can you be trusted? Why are we killing each other? Because of marriage? Didn't you know before you went in? And if it is not working, instead of dying, please walk away. Please, don't kill yourselves. So, but let me also tell you this. The things, according to my pastor, the things, your purpose, your identity, your acceptability, and your security, only God can give you 100%. Is also struggling with herself. He's struggling with himself to define his purpose, define his identity, define his acceptance, and then cultivate security. God bless you. Okay, we'll take questions. Yes? If you want to ask, let's get a microphone. Please ask, be free. You see the way I talk to people? You will say it's a free house. I'm going to organize a conference for men above 50. There are issues we are having we are not able to share. And we can't cry. But we are suffering. Yes, first question. Did any person write anyone down? You want to ask a question, sir? Okay. No question. No question.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
While we are getting the questions, let me ask this one. How about when in a relationship and you have a relationship where the lady confides more in her friend than you, her partner? Like a friend of mine was saying that he has a friend that if she has any emotional issue, she will call him. But she cannot tell it to her partner. Is it that she's not comfortable with the partner, or maybe that is how they flow?
You see, somebody has to trust you, has to have confidence that even if she messes up, you can help clean her. You understand what I'm saying? Even if she shows weakness, you will still take her. You see, we create, somebody bought a car for the wife. And I told the wife, say, in the case of an accident, open the glove compartment. So the wife had an accident and she was crying. Then she opened the glove compartment and saw a note there. I know you will one day bash this car. Please don't get troubled. I will take care of the expenses. You understand? Some of us are too spiritual. I know I have friends who think I won't make heaven. No. And then wicked pass. They just, and then, well, King James fashion. Very wicked human beings. It's a matter of trust. It's a matter of saying, will this person accept me? And sometimes my wife does not go to confide in other people. But when I behave as if I'm not too normal. Yesterday, one man came to I want to sell some pieces of land. He just came. I was describing the place for him. I always tell people, I will describe this place before you set off. There might be network failure. So know the description first before you leave. And stop somewhere. Is he here? I said, no. Is he here? Is he here? And I was up to 500 meters inside 200 meters inside the farm. And I was walking towards him. He didn't know I was getting close. And now suddenly they describe somewhere for somebody. I said, my friend, shut up your mouth and get out of here now. I said, it was a chief. I said, get out. My friend, get out. And I drove him out of the place. So when my wife sees me like that, she wants to tell me some things. Make you no vex. So. Tell me, say you no go vex. Then I will promise I no go vex. You understand what I'm saying? So the girl has maybe attempted once, attempted twice. Maybe what she said was used against her and all that. So the girl has lost confidence. It's a sign of bad things to come. Because she will be going outside to seek counsel from her parents and all that. And that boy, the girl you are seeking counsel from, might be admiring that boy. I won't take it. To me, I won't take it. She will swallow the din and swallow the person. So it's a matter of trust and acceptability and acceptance.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
My question is about a friend.
Allow him, Nigerians. Person no go talk again. I better talk, Bo. But number one, you're a fine boy.
Thank you, sir.
All babes, look at him. You don't marry. Hope say you get money. You get money. You get money. Champagne, blood purifier. Bam, bam. When I don't know where, when I don't know, I know where on the waka go.
Okay, so the question is about a friend of mine. He met his girlfriend in my house while I was in school.
Who? Doing what?
Okay, he met the girl.
Okay, yes, now there then start.
Yes. And then they've had a child. They even named the child after me. Yeah.
Somebody clap for him.
But there's an issue. The issue is that every time they are having they want to break up, the lady goes to her house. Her father will tell her, go back to meet him. The guy wants to do the whole introduction stuff and pay her bride price, but every time he looks at me and he's like, David, I don't think I can cope with this girl. The rate of...
So you mean they have been using electricity without meter?
Yes, sir.
Illegal connection.
Yeah. So more like they get to confide in me and I get to advise them on some issues on how to...
And you never marry her?
I never married. And then sometimes it works. But me, myself, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, you guys should just go your separate ways because it's not working. Instead, they're moving the child from one place to another.
So what's the question now?
So my question is, what do you think I should advise them at this point?
You are not yet married.
Yes, sir.
Met the girl in your room.
No, not in my room, not in my room. No, not in my room, sir.
They collided.
Like about my place of interest.
Yes.
Not my room, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't force them into each other.
Yes, sir. No,
You didn't introduce them. They introduced themselves.
Exactly.
Started using electricity without meter. And now if they NEPA won't cut the lights, leave them, let them go. If not, you will suffer. You will come and add your own marital problems to their own. Are you following what I'm saying? You are not Pastor Tari. You know why I'm not a pastor? When people fall in love, I'm not there. When they now have issues, you want to waste my time? Go and meet the person that wedded you. Please, if they want to go, a broken engagement is better than a divorce. Let them go. Don't say anything. Don't tell them to go. Don't tell them to stay. Behave like the Oba of Benin, and I said nothing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so the second question is this.
Yes, sir.
I have issues with getting into relationships because when I'm in one, I like to focus on building.
All this in a relationship, I know they understand them more. Okay, but continue.
Okay. It's actually challenging that when you're in a relationship, I like to build. I'm very creative. I like to, want to give you my concepts about things. And then, all right, please.
Allow now. My guy, continue.
It gets to a point where it looks like I'm trying to enforce all of my ideologies on this person because I like to see growth and development. That's my biggest flex. And then I don't get to see it. And at one point I can just blank out totally. Like, I'm not picking your calls. I'm not talking to you. I don't even want to see you. Okay. I think I'm beginning to think that that's a challenge and it's not good for me. I don't know if it is my bad habits or it's something I need to change or it's from the people I get into.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
From your dressing and your looks, you are a perfectionist. You pay attention to details. And you are a man of process and sequence. And so you will find it difficult with most of these girls around. So what you do is that in as much as you will not lower your standards to a baser level, up your choices. Maybe you are going too low. Maybe you are admiring physique without tapping the brain. So don't get serious without observing from a distance. When the servant of Isaac met Rebekah, I've given you the mathematical calculation before. Said the girl that will give me water to drink and say I will give to your camels too, will be the one that my master will marry. So Isaac had camels. Camels are frightening. A camel's tongue is like sandpaper. A kick from a camel will kill you. So, and each camel drinks 30 gallons of water. Times 4 is 120 liters. Times 10 camels is 1,200. Times acceleration due to gravity, times the distance in meters, will give you the amount of joules she needed to expend. Let me extrapolate a little better. It means 60 20-liter jerry cans. And then the depth of the well in John chapter 4 was 138 feet deep when it was excavated in 1945. So 138 feet deep times acceleration due to gravity times 1,200 liters plus the former calculation was the work she did. And then she met Isaac meditating in the farm. But when she was fetching the water, the man was fetching the water was capacity. But the Bible says the man was observant, whether she will grumble. Whether how much water did she fetch and how much poured away. Competence. I don't know if you follow what I'm saying. So, you don't go into relationships because you are mature. You don't go into relationships because your hormones are firing. All our hormones fired. We ejaculated on bed without having sex. It is the process. I'm saying these things because if we don't say them, you will be deceiving yourselves. It is the factory test running itself. So you now find out that if what is attracting you is the external seas of coils, curves, color, you will be distracted. Observe first. When you observe, discuss. When you discuss, how does this person talk? Walk. Just walk in the park. You are walking with a girl, she's dragging her feet. Sure. Have you not seen some of them in the airport? Chewing gum. You come to my house, I'll kick your ass, baby. So, my son was in a relationship.
and techniques in proclaiming the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ. At the Rest Place Church, we turn meaningless and wearisome toys into productivity and purpose. We make church a home for all. You don't want to miss this life-changing opportunity. I'm looking forward to having you there. God bless you.
Your contributions, way stupid. They are not too different from market women contribution. And so I'll be wondering how you will become when you get married. So discuss, bring up an issue. How do you see this? How do you see that? How do you punctuality, seriousness, and all that. If it's not going anywhere, don't spend time and energy. Just distance yourself. But some of you, your what you call relationship is tubu jankalabaina alabatu. You just start to go out. You start to behave seriously in something you are not yet committed to. What are you going to wash clothes in a boy's house for? What will you do when you marry? You understand? So, percuss the brain. Which book are you reading now? Which book are you reading? Which movie did you watch last? All right, next question. I hope I tried. Next question.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so this one says, please, sir, how do you deal with a condition where the girl or boy's parents don't want you as a wife for their child, but you both are okay?
One of the things that I know about parents, some of the things they are seeing, you might not see them. Because love, that feeling of love is common sense leaving your brain. So, the one you have recorded is enough. Don't worry, of it. You don't do. Thank you, sir. So, that feeling of love is common sense leaving your brain. And that's why we advise that sex should be out of it, because it will cloud your sense, your analytical mind. So, why don't the boy, go and meet the parents? Why don't you want me to marry this girl? We were observing a young girl. She will enter the house. The plate she used to eat, she will leave it there. She will come very early in the morning to our house. You know they do something for our own house. Don't you help your mother at home? Are you the first person to fall in love? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You stay at home. Do something. Be scarce for my son. Don't just be over-available. Nobody buys air. Air is more important than water, but over-availability. Cloth, when they hang too much for sun, they quick fade and they quick tear. So if you just see, the parents, they have been in this business. It's like a mechanic advising you not to buy this car. So let the boy go to the parents. What do you not like? Let them talk. If you see that these things cannot be handled, it is better. It is better. This one is even better than when the parents are trying to force a girl on you. Call them. What is, if the girl is bold enough, mommy, what is it that you don't like about me that I need to change? You might be surprised that they will be so excited that you are willing to change. So you can't just blame them. No matter what happens, the pain falls on us. No matter what, a divorce is very painful for parents. When you want to rest, they are bringing grandchildren to your house. You see your daughter coming with a swollen eye. Or you hear that a girl stabbed the husband to death, and it's your son who is a lawyer you have labored to train. Your mother might be seeing the girl with hot temper, you don't know. One girl used a mortar, the other one is pestle, to break the heads of 2 men one night in the house. But the temper problem was there all the while. They thought it would go away. Adults hardly change. We are in church, living in a regulated environment. If most of us are left alone, it will be terrible. So, okay, next question.
Praise the Lord. Thank you, sir. You've been very direct, and maybe we can call you Dr. Raw, because you've been very raw.
Don't mind me.
Thank you. And one of these questions, someone asks that if he's in a relationship, and the lady has a background of maybe maltreatment, abuse, and
From who?
From her background, parents or guidance, and she easily gets depressed. Most times he'll be talking, and she'll be more concerned about his pronunciations or how he sounds than getting what he's saying.
Wait. Okay. You don't finish.
No, I'm not done. That how can he deal with her? Because each time he gets into argument and...
You don't deal with her, you deal with yourself. The schools I went to, I am the worst speaker. That is, I had P7 in English. No, I had P7 in English. I managed to enter university because I had credit in literature. And the university accepted credit in literature. And I had general paper. So I went through direct entry. But, you know Belemina Obunge? Was my junior. The brother contesting as a mayor in London. They were my juniors. You know Ambode? You know Pamela Jack? You know Professor, okay, that's in the university. The schools I went, Jaja Wachuku's children, I was the only one, I think I was the only one from the slum. So, it was one Edwin Mogo that taught me to pronounce Charles. If not, it was Shas. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So, it's not the abuse of the girl. She might have been abused, but comes from a kind of family where phonation and diction is very important. Like, I don't speak very well. I might be oratorial, but I don't know the difference between nephew and niece. I didn't go to school the day they taught that one. So, but if I'm communicating with you, and the thing is not flowing, it's not better than my own, it's very irritating. So you cannot just go and take a lady, and these ladies, they want a man they will be proud of. A lady wants to be proud of the husband. Then you are destroying the thing. Boy, unless the lady, you don't deal with her, she's a human being. She's a citizen, she has her own taste. Unless you tell her, look, you go better school, me I no go, I better bear with me. TB Joshua's wife has a master's degree. You see, sometimes when he's speaking, it's as if he memorized the things. But the wife has accepted him. If the girl is correcting you, please accept the correction. Well, how you talk him again? Nah, imbecile, not be imbecile. You know, not be etiquette and etiquette. Not be Ohio, na Ohio. Not be Miami, na Miami. So you, as she's correcting you, be taking, I beg. My sister, thank you. You try. Now make her like you now. She will be happy. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. But, brethren, when it comes to phonation and diction in some families and some environments, at government college, usually, if you speak bolo bolo, you will see the people, they will throw things up. How was that, sir? All of them. You know, when you play cricket, you. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
We'll just take one more, then we'll have a short ministration, then we'll
Again, waiting. You
Sorry, rest a little.
sir, don't they old?
Sorry.
All right.
Okay, someone asked that she's in a relationship and
Who know their relationship? You raise up your hand, make I see. You know their relationship. Thank God. I go pray for now. Make him now.
she's in a relationship and her partner is not always time conscious.
Oh.
He's not always time conscious and he doesn't dress well. He doesn't keep to time. She can be waiting for him, maybe where they are supposed to have a date or appointment. He will spend the whole day, and he doesn't look, presentable to her. That what can she do? She has advised him and still he's not changing.
That you started a relationship doesn't mean you will die there. If you know they walk well, waka. I have a friend there. His body odor can kill mosquito. So, me I can't tire. As he entered the room, the presence go just, the presence of that anointing go just feel everywhere. Me say I can't tire. I called him. I said, don't wear singlet and boxer twice. I told him that if I'm going to preach, I take my bath in the morning, I take my bath before preaching, I take my bath after preaching. I don't wear underclothing twice. Told him, buy Tetmosol soap, bath your body, shave your armpits, shave your pubic hair, take your bath regularly. I advised him, then buy a perfume and spray. So he got home and told the wife. The wife said, God bless Dr. Apoki. It would have been better if she tactfully corrected him then, and the man is willing to change. Men, let me tell you, these are not your mother's generation. Your mothers tolerated your father's cigar smoke and his ogogoro mouth and the snuff he was putting. Your mother was far, far younger. Your mother never debated with a male. These ones, they stage debate from primary school. Even the worship song they learn in primary school is competition. He loves the boys, he loves the girls, he loves the boys, he loves the girls. They are already used to give it to me, I give it to you. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Imagine that won mathematics. Faith Odusi. Then with your coconut brain, you want to go. So these ladies of this generation, please listen to their tastes, their desires. Let me tell you, when I see your comments on Facebook, any girl that is not that is divorced is suffering. Shut up your dirty mouth. You that is unemployed, are you not suffering? There are single ladies who are living well, who are happy they are not washing somebody's dirty boxers. So, when you want to date a lady in this generation, please talk to her as if she's a human being like you. But you babes, there are no angels. The last angels that married women, they still chain them. The Nephilims, they still chain them. When you see the one we get pass mark, bring the idiot and change him and polish him and act it. Then dress well. The boy, you know where he from. Come. Maybe when I'm even dressed well now, no. The shoe when I wear so then dash me. The cloth when I wear so then dash me. Most of the clothes I wear, people sympathize with me that I don't dress well. Like Tari, if you see the dress Tari made for me, I never wear them. Maybe now my bed I go wear them. I put the thing near my bed. All the shoes, I wash shoes, they say, wow, beautiful shoe. Now, person will see me, we buy them from America. I wear another one, somebody took me to. So, the boy might not dress well now, but does he have content? Does he have a vision? Is he putting in his best? What is making him come late? Also ask, why are you coming late? Morgano, they quick release me. Are you following what I'm saying? Before I do this and do that. You don't know sometimes, so that boy, to come meet that date, if he trek some distance, enter taxi to come and meet you so that you go see and say, come out from taxi, but you don't they trek from Borokiri. Am I talking to somebody? He who feels it knows it, Lord. All right, I think we will rest.
Thank you, sir. Please, let's clap for him. Thank you very much, sir. Please. You can do better. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome, sir. Before we start with our...
Wait. That song, on my 60th birthday, now I hold my wife, now we will sing like this. But these songs can be delusionary sometimes. Lionel Richie and Hoofney, is it? Whitney, is it Diana Ross? They've not had it very easy in relationships. But it's an ideal we aspire to. And it's a prayer that when you reach my age bracket, you can hold your wife and sing this song. But when the ideal is not available, make the best of what is available.
Thank you, sir. Before we continue, let's just tickle our butterflies a little with this piece. It's called My If Then Plus. Greater love I lack none when it's with you. Better cause I need none when it's you. You fill in those soothing smiles and turn my ice cold moody weather into a sunny dawn. My all-day clown in my Halloween costume. My joy, much joy I gain, no less, when around you. Giving cannot be enough when spent on you. Blessings on blessings I can't fathom, since you embrace me. I'm here in love with you, with my nothing and in it, with all my gotten. Intelligence lack bounds when you stand by my issues. Beauty still looks for a mentor anytime you walk through. My realist and non-conformity disruptor when sycophant thumbs up on my flaws. You are dutifully engaged in our affairs and thus steer our love ship gracefully to a beautiful abode. Continue, Kite. Thank you. Question from Pastor. Our Pastor Retari, please.
Praise the Lord. So I have a question.
Okay,
sir. What should inform the choice of a life partner? So if a man wants to get married, what should he look out for? If a young woman wants to get married, what should she look out for?
Okay. I've enumerated those C's before. Number 1, character. Number 2, chemistry. Do you blend? Do you flow into each other? Do you dissolve into each other? The next thing is compatibility. That will include biological. Is AS. You are AS. Won't advise you. Don't follow Dr. Apoki's risky lifestyle. The next thing is capacity. What has this person been able to handle? What is this person handling? what can you project that this person can handle? A lady that said that she can't sweep a big house. You understand? I can't sweep a big house. Doesn't bring children early to school. Doesn't prepare meals on time. Those traits were there. Then, competence. What percentage efficiency is she able or he able to do well? Then you ask yourself, is this person trainable? Is he willing to learn? When you are dating somebody, I don't talk my own finish. I don't talk my own finish. I beg, no disturb me. Now so now they do. Now so equate people be. That person's head has many roadblocks. And that's the problem with Nigeria. For you to believe that Fulanis own all the land to the Niger Delta, that you own our oil. For you to think that every man from the north is an Hausa man, is that you don't know and you are not willing to change. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. And that's why we're having crisis. The ability to learn, the ability to be trained. You might not know how to use cutlery. I had to learn how to close my mouth. My frontal dentition are big. So I had to learn how to close. I had to learn how to dress bed. Because, so, is this person trainable? Then, when you stay with a lady and stay with a man, like the poem they wrote then or whatever, do you anticipate seeing the person or do you dread meeting the person? As the song was going on, it's my wife that came to my mind. One of the ways I don't commit adultery is that even if I see a woman skimpily dressed, the image of my wife appears to cover her. Because I deliberately have ingrained her in my mind. So if you don't have this, she might not be attractive to you, but she's my babe. So, and I don't really care whether she likes me or whether she's, I like her, if she don't like me, that's her own business. I don't care who likes me. Have you noticed that? I don't care who likes me. The people when you like, how many, what you don't do for them? And I've told my children, if I die, I don't go and buy expensive clothes and wear. Just anything you want to do for me, I do. Just come out. So then, do you derive joy? Do you miss the person? I'm not talking about the sexual activity. Because I keep talking about this sex thing. All these ladies, after using me, you know use them? Monkey. After seeing my nakedness, now boxer wear they follow you. So don't look at my stockings. So this is the way I live, or even with my grandchildren. So then observe. How does this person manage time? How does this person manage resources? Do our spiritual lives fit? A girl was telling a young man that she would prefer her Catholic church if there's a conflict between her denomination and the man's denomination, that she would choose her denomination. Crisis is going to come. A young lady, a lady older than a boy, married the boy in our church. And I called her. This boy is young, young boy. All this your Maria Amaka style. Leave him, not the tie up and down. Go and buy skirts. The long one is called skirt, eh? Go and buy skirts. Don't buy the ones with linear lines. If you buy the ones with circular lines, because you are big, the shape it creates is bigness. But when you buy the ones with lines, It shows shape. I told her, go and do your hair. One of my younger brother's wives, the wife he married, I told him, I went to meet her. I said, my son is my elder brother's son. I said, my son is a young man. Take this money, go and do hair. Don't carry forest reserve. She ate the money. She refused to do. They are separated now. So, I think those are some of the basic things that you should look for. Character, capacity, chemistry, compatibility. You know, if there's a time when you get married, it's as if you are discussing with each other. When we were practicing medicine, we want to give a bill. I asked my wife, how much to say we could charge? The amount that was in my mind. Sometimes she will ask you talk to me. It's because your spirits are flowing. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You gradually, then the differences between us, can they be ameliorated? I'll give you an example. My wife sleeps early and wakes up early. Me, I sleep late. And that early morning sleep, between 5 and 6, if I don't sleep it, I fall sick. But I can write throughout the night. I can listen to VOA, BBC throughout the night. I can send messages throughout the night. But that early morning sleep. Now, my wife will now wake up early. But she has now understood. You understand? I don't like light. It stimulates my brain too much. My brain is hyper. You can see it now. Even at this age, I'm hyperactive. So I don't want light. I don't like red colors. Red colors trigger aggression in me. So, know yourself, not because. Socrates said, man, know thyself. So, but we're able to ameliorate. We're able to understand. We're able to blend and cope with each other. So, can you cope? Can you cope with this thing? If you can't cope, please don't continue. I hope I've tried, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. One more question.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about divorcees and widows.
Okay.
To get young divorcees.
Yes,
and
single
young widows.
mothers and all that.
Yes.
Let me start with the males. I ended with a song. He who feels it knows it, Lord. Ba-na-na-na. Don't laugh at secular music. Bob Marley was even Fela was a better prophet than most Pentecostal prophets. What he said about Buhari are the same things that are happening now. Jesus, not true now. Paul quoted some of their poets in Crete and all that. So, you don't understand a young widow. Ruth was a widow, but she had capacity. She had all they needed. And that was why in the genealogy of Jesus Christ, her name was there. I will talk about Ruth tomorrow or next. Let's look at the harlot, Rahab. For you to keep she had a sense of international relations and politics. She knew everything that happened in Egypt and all that. She had social intelligence that the hearts of the people had melted. She was a good negotiator. She went to the men upstairs before they slept so that they won't say sleep eye. She was able to convert her secular life to become what God called righteousness. How come she was able to manage her father, her mother, and her brothers in one room for 6 days without quarrel? That was why Salman, the spy, eventually married her when she rebranded herself. So you don't marry people's past necessarily. Marry people's potentials. The way men talk about women in Africa, they talk about women like properties. I am from a levirate marriage. My mother was a widow. And my mother married my uncle first. And my father was a houseboy in that house. Was serving my uncle. But he was older than my mother. By levirate marriage, she had to marry my father and produced me. I am the light of the family. All the others have died, left problems behind, but I became the solution. If he was a young man when he married my mother, if he had not married, my mother had already had two big boys already. If I was not born, the whole family will have gone into oblivion. They would not have had any graduate, not to talk of a medical doctor. All of them, none of them has built a house. All the land they could not buy, I'm buying all of them together. So that somebody is a widow does not negate the purpose and the potential and the pleasantness in her. You will now ask yourself, if we are not being unfair in Africa, how come when pastors' wives die, they marry too quickly? But pastors' wives, when pastors die, the wives will remain and run the ministry. Don't you think they are tempted? Was it Mama also that when she was 70 that men still? So, I think that even if somebody made a mistake and gets divorced, and you like her, or you like him, and the divorce is done, if you see a future, marry. Kamala Harris is married to to the husband now. The husband has grown-up children. They call the Kamala Harris now Momala. The husband has resigned his work to be able to face the work of being a second gentleman. I don't know if Joyce Meyer, if this is her first marriage. But Dave is there playing the role. God is not expecting angels in heaven. Life is filled with risks. Your length of prayer, the church you attend, and the anointing of your pastor cannot prevent some mistakes. Treat any person you see the way you will have wanted to be treated. So, I believe that people should be given another chance to life. And if you have not felt it, you won't know it. My daughter's marriage is at the point of, they've been in court, and it's going to be nullified. She's the only person that looks like me. She's managing my school family. I pay her 100,000 naira a month salary. I bought a car for her. She's still my daughter. Whether you marry her or not, she's my asset. The child is my grandchild. I'm already saving and thinking of where I will send her to, whether the father is interested or not. And I told my daughter, maximize yourself. You're an Apoki, you have a good brain. Get a PhD. By the time you add a little age to your life now, you are 50. Sex is of no use most times. what we treasure in Africa does not really make much. I've always told you now that live this your life. If they refuse to marry you, live your life. Live your life. Go to the best salons to do your hair. Buy the best perfumes. If nobody hugs you, hug yourself. Give yourself a warm bath. Go on some vacations. Max, develop a charity that generations after now would celebrate you. I've told my family, my wife and my children, I don't care whether you really love me. And I mean it. If you tell me tomorrow that I'm not your father, I'm not your husband, and I didn't do anything with you, as long as I can take my certificates out of that house, in 10 years, I'll be richer than what I am because they are restraining me. No babe for America go see me when you go like to marry me. Pastor, don't look at me like that. So, those are the questions. The answers I have to give. Young man, if a girl left you, she was not good enough. And let me tell you, when you separate from somebody, don't start castigating the person. Don't start sharing his secrets or her secrets. You once told the person, I loved you. And if you now start saying evil about that person, your sense of judgment and trust is very questionable. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
One more question. One more question. I hope I'm asking for some of you. One more question. Some people are worried about getting into marriage blindly. So that's why some people want to engage in premarital sex. They feel like, how do I go in without checking and being sure? What if the man is impotent? What if there's something wrong? What if and what if? Now, this is some of the excuses, or these are some of the excuses people use to engage in premarital sex. They feel like getting in blindly is a problem. It is not a wise thing to do. And so I want you to correct that notion as a professional, as a medical doctor, and as a minister.
Okay. From my own perspective, I was marrying my wife. I wasn't marrying children. So when I was heirs and she's heirs, I told her, if we don't have children, don't trouble me. I was marrying her. And as rascally as I am, the joy I derive from my wife is unquantifiable. That is, everything I do gives me ecstasy. It's like as if I'm drunk. I have blocked my son on Facebook. I've blocked him. Nothing they happen. But that you are testing sex. I just told you the anatomy of the vagina and the penis, they are the same. Human girls and men, okay, let me say women, they are like soup you cooked from the same big pot. You put inside the plastic, you put inside this, you put inside that, all as soup. Sex is the same. It's friction stimulating nerve ending in the penis. Then you ejaculate like a fool. The orgasm you get is a picture of what you have in your mind. And you create the picture even before you copulate. You create the ecstasy, the picture in your mind. It's not the point of ejaculation that creates the ecstasy. You can ejaculate with a frown. In fact, if there is no relationship if there is no affection between two of you, by the time you are chasing a girl, you are spending, you are going to this, you are going to Juvenic, you are going to this, you are going to that. When you eventually, I was a criminal before I got born again. When you eventually sleep with her, and the average young boy, he doesn't know how to, except the poor one. The average young boy, he's desperate. He's desperate. And before you know it, the idiot has ejaculated. The first thing that comes to their mind is, now all this one are the struggle for since. Because there is really nothing in all this packaging, I'm telling you. It's the same thing. So, if you are so scared of whatever, you can do a scan. Whether there are fibroids, you understand. But I know somebody who married somebody with a renal problem. He said, I want to marry her. Just love her. I told you about the cripple, Johnny Erickson Tada. So, we will not tell a young man to go and do sperm analysis before you marry. Marriage is both a risk and it is by faith.
That's right.
If you buy a brand new car, there's no guarantee it won't kill you before you reach home. Ejego was going home with his car. No be so? The car somersaulted and he died. So, one of the things is that the risk you take in marrying somebody. Jesus died on the cross for somebody like me. Me, I no go die for myself. Me. And I'll be better person, There are worse off people. Me, I no go cross, die for myself. But he took a risk and died for me. The problem in Africa, I'm coming back to that. We don't even know how to enjoy this world. Christmas, when I go home, when I go from one meeting to the other, Christmas, na masquerade, when I go come the dance, I wonder how the black man lives. You will never go to a beach. You will never take a holiday. You walk. You don't laugh. You don't do anything. There's one video that was online. Some people were playing music on the line. It's marvelous in a market in Lagos, maybe Dumota. And I could see the women dancing. I'm sure that was the first time some of them are having the chance to be happy in the stress of this country. Marry somebody for the purpose of fulfilling purpose and having fun in this life. Shakespeare's children didn't write any book. Tolstoy's children didn't write any books. Nnamdi Azikiwe's children are not as prominent as he is. So, some of these things that prevent you from enjoying the person you married are for me, they are too frivolous in Africa. But make sure you don't go into marriage just blindly, and at the same time, don't be too selective and probing. God bless you.